Hey everyone and welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123 and in this video I'm going to be telling you the top 10 weird things I did as a child. So if you think I'm weird now as an adult, you ain't heard nothing yet. Basically, I think it started off weird for me. My mum said when she looked at me, you know, when you've given birth, you're looking at the baby, she said I reminded her, this is like honestly true, she said I reminded her of a chicken. I looked like a chicken because I was so small and pasty looking that I looked like a chicken. So you could say that life kind of started off weird for me. But anyway, so yeah, I've got this list here because I'll probably forget things. So I had to like write down a list so I didn't forget these things. And I've put them in a kind of top 10. No particular order. Pretty much because they're all as weird as each other. So there's not like the number one weirdest thing because everything on this list is pretty weird. And trust me, there's loads more things about me as a child that are equally as weird, but I just couldn't remember them as I was doing this list. Now, no doubt after this video, I'll be like, oh yeah, I forgot I used to do this, or I used to say that. But there we go. Maybe I'll do another video like this if I do remember more things. But anyway, let's crack on with today's video. Weird things about me as a child. Okay, so the first thing, God, I'm just cringing right now. I'm literally cringing right now. The first thing is walk on ahead. So basically, when me and my mum and dad used to go out, wherever it was, you know, just out and about, if they wanted to have a little chat on their own, they would always say to me, Laura, can you go and walk on ahead? Now, obviously, we know now, okay, that it means walk on ahead of us so we can talk. But for some reason, as a weird child, I used to actually try and walk on my head. Like literally, I'd be like, couldn't do it and just kept walking normally. And then I remember saying to mum, like, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I can't walk on my head. It's impossible. And they just used to like laugh at me because I'd attempt to try and walk on my head. And I couldn't fathom, like in my brain, how people could walk on their heads because I'd only ever like walked the proper way with my legs. So that's quite embarrassing. But it kind of makes sense, like walk on ahead. Like when the parents used to say, shut your mouth, but eat your dinner. Like you can't physically shut your mouth and eat. Do you know what I mean? So it's pretty similar to that. But anyway, right, next up is I used to throw tins of beans at cashiers in supermarkets. Yeah, very weird and odd and strange. Actually, all these things are. So yeah, but mum said whenever she would take me shopping, or my grandma, granddad, or my dad would take me shopping, I'd have this thing that you'd get to the checkout, right? And apparently I would literally reach my little hand into the shopping stuff and just get a tin and just throw it. So obviously it wasn't good, but I used to do it all the time, and to a point where they actually had to like literally take cans out of my hands. And before, if they saw the hand going down, they'd like, no, before I did it, like pull my hand away. I wonder why I did it, because like, I'm not a violent person at all. But for some reason, I thought it was really funny to be like, ha ha. Apparently, I never hit a cashier, but I was very close. So, oopsie. Weird, right? Next up, oh no, okay. The Easter bonnet fuck up. That's what I've put on my list. Sorry for my bad language. But yeah, Easter bonnet fuck up. So basically, every year at school, they had an Easter bonnet competition. And yes, I'm Jewish, and yes, I did participate in an Easter bonnet competition. Oh, I'm such a rebel. But anyway, so yeah, we basically used to decorate our little hats, and we'd all have to line up and, you know, parade, and then the teachers would pick the winners, etc. And I remember this year, right, that we did it. We worked so hard, me and my mum, on this Easter bonnet. I've still got like pictures of it somewhere. I'll try and find them actually. If I can find the photos, I'll include it at the end of the video. But if I can't, then I won't, because I haven't found the photos. But anyway, but yeah, it was a really cool hat, right? We put all like yellow paper over it. We had like fake eggs, and we had little chicken toys stuck all over it, and it was just a really cool hat. It had Happy Easter wrote on it. There was things like dangling from it. And I was so proud of this hat, and I was walking along, you know. So you're each given a number, and basically I was given number 6. So I thought, anyway, so the teacher stands at, you know, in front of all the kids in the assembly and goes, and the winner is number 6. I was like, oh my God, I've won. I'd never won. I used to enter every year. never won, right? So I was like, oh my God, I've actually won. We worked really hard on this hat. I deserve to win. Let's do this. Walk up all proud, like, you know, smiling at everyone. I get to the front, right? This is so embarrassing. Even now, I'm actually quite embarrassed. Teacher was like, I'm sorry, Laura, you haven't won. You're number 9. So basically, I'd had my card up the wrong way. That's really sad, actually. But I was so upset, but so useless. So it's such a stupid thing to do. Like, you know, there's obviously like a little line underneath, but I just didn't notice it and had it the wrong way around. But anyway, and my hat was still the best. To be fair, whatever's. Next up, can you trot? I love the fact that I've given these, like, on the list, I've given these little titles, so, you know, it reminds me of what it's about. But yeah, can you trot? Basically, we was on holiday at Butlins, loved Butlins as a kid. Oh my God, so much. Butlins at Bognor. It was a regular place for us to go on holiday. Nothing but the best. But yeah, basically, I was on this little horse and they'd walk you around. There's like a lady or a man, but it used to mainly be a lady. And they used to walk you around on these horses and you'd be like, you know, and I remember this girl said to me, can you trot? You know, do you want us to trot? And I was thinking, I don't really know what trot is. So instead of being a normal person or child and saying, I don't know how to trot, so no, I stupidly, for some weird reason, said, yeah, okay. And then within like seconds, this horse went blooming crazy, started running like, you know, as they're trotting really fast. And I fell off the back on my arse. It was proper painful. My mum said I was crying for like hours. It was so bad, like I proper hurt myself. But I was lucky I didn't like break my back. But anyway, yeah, so that was a pretty stupid thing to do. Why didn't I just say, no, I can't trot? But no, I said, yeah, all right then. Ah. But apparently, like years later, Mum said, obviously not at the time, but years later she can laugh at it because it was quite a funny image of me, this little child, just like falling off the bum of a horse. Anyway, so if anyone ever asks you, you know, can you trot when you're on a horse, say no if you don't know what trot is, because otherwise you're going to be in trouble. Do you know what I mean? Okay, next up. Oh yeah, oh God, this is embarrassing. Humming when eating. So basically, I've always had a bit of a weird problem with regards to food and eating and stuff like that. That's for another vlog. But yeah, I've always had a bit of a weird issue with food and eating and all stuff around it. And basically, the only way I could ever eat as a child was, oh God, I used to hum as I would eat. That's the only way I could eat, to a point when my mum and dad got so like annoyed with me, they had to physically say, that's it. No more. No more. Stop it. So basically it'd be like this. Like I'd be eating and I'd be like, isn't that weird? I don't know if anyone ever's done that. I've asked around over the years, oh, did you used to hum ever when you used to eat your food? And they'd be like, no. So I don't know what that was, but I could only ever eat my dinner for like a long while, or any other meal, if I was humming. Obviously, I don't do that now. But now and again, saying that, I do get that kind of urge to just be like, da 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 da. Anyway, moving on. Oh yeah, convinced the past was in black and white because of TV. So basically, when my grandma and granddad would look after me, they'd watch a lot of old-fashioned films. They loved it, especially my granddad, actually. My grandma was normally busy doing stuff around the flat, tidying up, doing cleaning and washing and stuff like that. My granddad would just sit with me and we'd either play games and stuff or we would watch old films. He would love like old films. And most old films, obviously, are in black and white. So I'd watch these films and TV shows from the past, and I was convinced, like literally for years, like literally years and years and years, probably to my teenage years, actually, that's so embarrassing but true, that the past was in black and white because, you know, I wasn't seeing any colour. Newer TV shows that I'd watch were in colour, so I didn't think anything of it. But I thought, oh, in the past, everything must have just been really old-fashioned and black and white. Like, literally, in real life, everything was black and white. Yeah, he even used to watch snooker. My granddad used to watch snooker in black and white sometimes on his little, he had a tiny little TV in his bedroom that he'd watch. They had like a big TV in their main like front room, but in the bedroom he used to have this little television that he'd watch his racing on and things like that. He'd sit there watching snooker, right, in black and white. How can you know what colour balls are which? But he did it. He loved it. But yeah, obviously I know now that the past wasn't black and white. We did have colour stuff in the world. Next up, oh yeah, pretending to do different accents. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I had this thing when I was a kid. I still do it now, actually, in ASMR role plays that I do on my other channel. By the way, check out my other YouTube channel, Minxlaura123 ASMR. But anyway, yeah, I used to do accents. I don't know what it was, especially when I was on holiday. I would pretend to be northern. That was my main accent. I'd be like, all right, how you doing? Because obviously people, and you know, you play with like other kids and stuff on holiday, and people wouldn't know you, so you could make out you were anyone from anywhere. And for some reason, I'd always say like different accents. So I'd be like, yeah, I'm from Manchester. Do you know what I mean? Like from up north. Sometimes I'd be Scottish, you know. Oh yeah, I'm from Scotland. Yeah, yeah. My mum and dad brought me down on holiday from Scotland. Basically loads of voices. American, literally, you name it. I was pretty much all these different accents. And now in my role plays, sometimes I do accents, and I think people quite enjoy that because I think it's a bit of a party trick to be able to do different accents. I can't do all accents. Like I've never been able to do the Newcastle accent for some reason. I can't really do what's the other one? There's one I can do American, I can do Scottish, Manchester, Liverpool. I've gone blank now, but I know there's some basically that I can do really well. Some I'm just useless at. But yeah, I don't know why I did that as a kid. Oh, okay. Next up, the cow anchor butter advert. Okay, so I'm very old. A lot of you probably won't even remember this, but there used to be an advert on TV for Anchor Butter, and they used to have three big cows on the screen. It was always the same advert, and they'd basically have three cows in a screen with this little song that would play, and it would go something like, "We are lucky cows, we chew the cud down browse," or something like that. I can't remember, it was years ago. But it'd be all this advert would be on all the time, and there'd be like three cows in a row, and they'd all like dance, and they'd like move their legs, and we are lucky cows. And for some reason, I don't even know why, I thought I would always be the fourth cow. Now, probably a few of you watching, some are haters, and be like, yeah, you are right, old cow. Fair enough. But I used to always stand at the end of the row, like next to the television, and just like join in with the song, with the dance moves of the cows. It was very bizarre. And it like didn't matter what I was doing. I could be anywhere in the house. If I'd hear that song from downstairs, because my mum always has the TV mega loud, even now. Like I would literally just run wherever I was in the house. I'd be like, the Anchor Cow advert's on. Stand next to telly. We are lucky cows. We chew. So yeah, that was weird. I was really upset actually when I stopped in an advert. I was proper upset. I was like, they never do the Anchor Cow advert anymore. Why don't they do that? Adverts these days are proper boring, really. Do you know what I mean? Back in the day, back in the 80s, we had dancing cows. Yeah. Anyway, the next one. The Ed the Duck crush. Okay, so I did have a crush on a puppet called Ed the Duck. So basically on BBC One, I think it was with Andy Peters, his name is, he's a TV presenter here in the UK, and he's really cool. I like Andy Peters. So yeah, he would be in this, like, I don't know, they used to call it the broom cupboard, which was basically a room in a studio, TV studios on BBC, and he would sit and host in between each children's TV show. He'd be like there just going, oh, and the next show is blah blah blah, and he'd show like viewers letters and have a laugh and things like that. And he had this little sidekick puppet called Ed the Duck, who is about this big, and he had like spiky hair. I think it was green. I think he was like a yellow duck with like green spiky hair, and he was a puppet. But for some reason I had a really big crush on Ed the Duck, and I remember going to school. I was like, oh my god, Ed the Duck is like so gorgeous, so cute. And I think people thought I was just being silly and joking around, and they'd laugh. But honestly, I actually really had this weird crush on him. Did I know he was a puppet? Of course I knew he was a puppet, but for some reason that didn't matter. I still would have this crush, and sometimes like special occasions, like they dress Ed the Duck up in like a little tuxedo and things, and I'd be like, whoa, he looks so good. That actually sounds so, like, sick right now to say that. But remember, I was very young, okay? I wasn't, like, 18 or anything. I was, like, proper young when I watched all that. So, yeah, the Duck. Crush. And the last one, thank God, because this is so embarrassing. My bag was a dog. this is just a weird one. I have told this story on a video in the past on my other channel. Basically, when I was at school, you know, I was known as the class clown, the class funny, weird girl. It's pretty much what I'm known as now, a bit weird and funny and stuff. But yeah, I used to think that that my bag, I had like this rucksack that I take to school every day. And I remember it was like a purple coloured bag. It was a head bag, which is like a sportswear brand. And it had like white straps on it. I can literally picture it right now. And I used to basically carry this rucksack along the floor and call it a dog. And the name of the bag was Rover. And I used to like walk along the hallway at school, be like, come on, Rover, come on, Rover. I would pet the bag. I would stroke it in the middle of class. So many times my teachers would come over to me and go, what are you doing, Laura? And I'd be like, well, I'm stroking Rover. Duh. I was such a little bitch. Honestly, I was proper like answer back kind of kid. Still am, really, but as an adult. And I would stroke the bag. I would put the bag, Rover, on a chair. And if someone would come up and say, oh, can I sit there? And I'd be like, no, Rover's sitting there. I don't know why I did it. Did I actually think it was a dog? Partly yes, but partly no. I knew it was a bag. Maybe I'd done it, looking back, maybe I'd done it for like comical, like trying to be funny and weird reasons. But I also think there was elements of me that did see it as a dog, because I did used to stroke it and treat it like a... But I think I still do that now. Like, I love inanimate objects. Like, I feel attached to things. Like, and I just got a random hairbrush here. I will see this as a little thing. Like, I'll never want to chuck this hairbrush now, because it's just such a cute hairbrush. And if I'd go to chuck it in the bin, I'd feel bad. Does that make any sense at all? Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, so that was weird. No one else ever did that at school. I mean, we had some weird kids at school, but none of them that ever made out their bags were dogs. God. As I say, that's just few of the things, the weird things, the wacky things I did as a child. There's so much more. And as an adult as well, I've continued to be a bit different, a bit strange, but you know, only in a good way. Like, I'm not a bad person. I hope you see that. I know I've got a lot of haters out there in YouTube land, but what can you do? And I think in a way it's kind of nice to have people, you know, who like you and dislike you, because at least you're making an impact. Those people that everyone goes, oh, I like them, no one dislikes them. It's kind of like they just fade away into the background. They're just there. Oh, yeah, he's nice, she's nice. They don't really know much about them. They don't really cause much emotion in anyone. Whereas me, yes, you know, people might hate me, but hey, people like me as well. So I must have some form of personality that either people like or dislike. So that's kind of a good thing, right? Maybe. Anyway, yeah, so tell me some weird things that you did as a kid. Comment down below, let me know. I love reading your comments, by the way. I always reply to my comments, you know that, on both channels. Well, all three channels. I do have 3 channels. So you got this one, which is my vlog channel, Minxlaura123 ASMR, which is my ASMR channel. By the way, if you don't know what ASMR is, it's relaxation videos that will make you relax and sleep, and also help with anxiety and insomnia, and give you nice tingle, 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 like a tingly sensation in your scalp. So yeah, come and check out my ASMR channel. And the other channel is Weird is Good, don't forget, is a doll soap opera. Yes, a soap opera with dolls. Yeah, let's do this. So that's called Plastic Fantastic. All the links are down below to my other channels, as are all the links to my social media. So come and follow me on social media. You know you want to. Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to tell me what weird, funny, wacky things you did as a kid. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And click like.